After all the fights, accusations, and screaming matches, we finally made it to the end. Ooh, child. I'm exhausted, but we here. We made it. It's the Bobby I Love You Purrr reunion part 3 review. Welcome back to Davion After Dark. If you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button right below this video. Also, make sure you like the video so it gets shared out amongst the YouTube community. And last but not least, join the conversation because I love to hear what you guys have to say about these shows and the reviews and all that good stuff. Okay, whoa, we got a lot to talk about, okay? We got a lot to talk about. So if you remember last week we ended with Dingling punching Davion dead in the face. And Dingling says it's because Davion hit Hot Wheels first, and he saw it. He says he saw Davion hit Hot Wheels. He wasn't feeling that. But Davion says that Hot Wheels is playing the victim because Hot Wheels threw a cell phone at him first, and that's why he hit him. And I didn't want to choose sides there, but it was kind of believable because we've seen Hot Wheels throw lots of things in the house, right? From food to bottles of alcohol, all kind of shit. And I think with Hot Wheels being in a wheelchair, that's his easiest defense since he can't really run up on you. He can't really do as much as he would when he wasn't in a wheelchair. I think it's easier for him to throw things in his to defend himself or to attack, however you want to put that. So I don't know. I do see Hot Wheels doing something like that. And if Davion hit you back for that reason, I can't blame him. I mean, just because you are disabled or in a wheelchair doesn't give you free range to assault someone, right? And I don't know what the situation was, but Davion, why did you not fight back? When Dingling swung on you, why did you just kind of sat there and take it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I'd be goddamn. I don't care who you are. You come to me and you swing on me and you punch me in my motherfucking mouth. You punch me anywhere. We fighting, okay? You may whoop my ass. You may beat my ass on camera. But they gonna know Davion tried to square up and fight back, okay? You are not gonna punk me on national TV. I don't know. Looking at Davion, he don't seem like that type. Davion, I feel like could whoop some ass if he really wanted to. The quiet ones, the shy ones, they usually the ones you gotta watch out for because they'll put that work on you. Now here come Jason Lee with his thirsty ass. He leaves the set for a minute. And when he leaves the set, I think Gohard, Savage, a few others kind of shifted down from their seats and they sat in the hosting chair. And Jason come out, excuse me, y'all didn't earn that seat. Go back. It's like, ooh, why, Jason? Everything comes out your mouth. Now, Bobby over here sitting on Rerun's lap while all this chaos and arguing is going on between Davion and Dingling. Bobby's sitting in Rerun's lap. Rerun does not give a fuck. Like I said, last week he's there. He had one mission, show up, get the check, and bounce. He ain't said a word. He ain't fought nobody. I think he's probably smoked a blunt before the show, and he just chilling. But Bobby's sitting on his lap. Even though he didn't choose Rerun in the end, he ended up choosing Rerun in the end, we see, right? Now, I do believe Davion, when he tells the story, Jason, gives him the opportunity to tell your side of the story when it comes to Island Boi. What happened? Island Boi says one thing, Davion says another. And when it comes to Davion's story, I believe it. He says, I came onto this show. I wasn't looking for a man. I wasn't looking for love. I had been going through a lot of shit back home. I was battling a lot of things internally, and I wasn't looking for a man. And when I got on the show, Island Boi pursued me the first day that we got there. He pursued me. And some could say, oh, I'm not looking for love. But if you've got an attractive man that you've never met, you're just meeting, and they're flirting with you, and, you going through a lot, sometimes you lean on that. Sometimes, having somebody come on to you like that and flirt with you makes you feel better. So I can see where Davion was coming from, and I believed his story because, like I said, he's done multiple lives where he has said this same story about how Island Boi came onto him, came slithering into his life, and said, I'm going to play Bobby. Don't pay any attention, but I'm playing Bobby the whole time. But when this is all over, me and you are going to be together. Now, a lot of people keep saying, they keep trying to paint it as that Davion slept with the whole cast. Jason said it a few times. Jameson said it a few times. I don't believe that he tried sleeping with the cast. I really don't. I think Cash was the one that was trying to sleep with the whole cast, and I think it was just easier for everyone to paint it and throw it on to Davion because he wasn't really a cast member. He didn't really have as much of a voice because he had no confessionals. So it's a lot easier to throw a lot of things onto Davion. Now, y'all see Hot Wheels roll out backstage, pissed as fuck. He leaves and goes backstage whining, mad because Davion is being interviewed. They're asking him questions, and he's getting camera time. Hot Wheels is mad, talking about, and Bobby, you was sucking and fucking on night one, which Bobby admitted to. But Hot Wheels also made a good point. If y'all noticed, when he was backstage, he said a lot of shit. He said a lot of bullshit. Hot Wheels did. But one of the things that he said that I agreed with, because y'all know I'll give you your credit if I agree with you, and I'm going to smear your ass if I don't agree with you. But Hot Wheels said, if you was sucking and fucking on night one, should it really matter what Jameson was doing? And I said, okay, I never really thought about that. I never really thought about it like that. But if you look at it, Bobby was mad and wanting to go through everybody's phones, and everybody's fucking on the handlers, he was saying, and mad at this and mad at that. But you fucked on night one. You let Rerun beat them guts up. So, I mean, I guess because it's his show. Because, I mean, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. If I was on a dating show, my ex came back, yeah, I'd probably get in here the first night. Because Bobby said, you know, we were all drunk, we're partying, we're having a good time. I know this man. I've met him before, we've had sex before, and it kind of just happened. I don't know. I can see both sides. I really can. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all think it was wrong for Bobby to fuck Andre on the first night? Now, Jason, yet again, here he goes, playing cast member. He wants to be the star so bad. Fighting with the cast, telling Hot Wheels to roll in, roll out. What you gonna do? You gonna roll in, you gonna roll out. You said you was gonna roll out, now you've rolled back in. And Hot Wheels is like, stop playing with that. You ain't gonna fucking play with me and play on my name. Stop with the roll this, roll back and forth. And look, I get it. A lot of people make jokes like that off of his expense, but it's hard for me to find funny because I couldn't imagine being in a wheelchair and having to deal with that. But at the same time, Hot Wheels is also putting himself out there on this national platform where you're subject to be assassinated by words. And that's exactly what's going on here. A lot of people have made jokes at his expense about being in a wheelchair and, you know, roll out, roll this, do that. I feel like Hot Wheels has done a lot of fucked up shit. I'm not gonna lie, he has. But I feel like he's also been disrespected a lot. And some may say, oh, well, there's no rules in fighting and arguing. You know, you come at me, I come at you. And I get it, I do. But Jason, you're the host. You shouldn't be saying things like, roll in, roll out here, go, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't talk to Rolling Ray like that. You shouldn't be talking to Hot Wheels, who's a cast member, like that. But I feel like you want to do that, Jason. I feel like you want to argue with these boys because you're hoping for a meme. You're hoping for a gif. You're hoping for a viral moment, and it looks sad. It looks desperate. Most of these boys are in their 20s, mid-30s, and you're 45. If you're pushing 50. No shade to anybody that's pushing 50, but most of y'all at home is pushing 50. I guarantee you, y'all wouldn't be up there acting like that, right? I don't think you would. Now, here comes Jameson back in. So he left the set. He's left the set multiple times during the whole taping, but now he comes back in on a third outfit change, and he's wearing this baby blue fluorescent sweatsuit and dressed like he's ready to fight. To be honest, y'all, it's a battle of the thirst buckets. It's a battle of who is the thirst. Well, maybe not who's the thirstiest, because look, when we get mad, we say shit. We be riled up. But I'm just like, can y'all just sit down and hear one another and talk? Can we not do like a Housewives reunion and go back and forth and read one another and get our answers out? But y'all just want to constantly fight. I don't know if Zeus is promoting that. Zeus is pushing that. Producers, what? Like, can we stop? Like, damn. Because Bobby tells Jameson, get the fuck out of here, you immigrant bitch. Now, and this one thing about Bobby Lights. When he be going off, when he be reading, my opinion, he goes too far. He gets lethal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you say shit that I feel like is detrimental to your brand. If you want to become a bigger star and you want to do more and go outside of the reality TV realm, you need to watch what you say, Bobby. Like, I understand you get mad, you get pissed. I get it, completely get it. And they may say horrible things to you. They may say horrible shit to you too. But they don't have a brand to watch for. You know what I'm saying? These people don't have stuff to, they don't have things out there that they can ruin like you do. So if you out here talking about you're an immigrant bitch when immigration is a huge thing in our country, you're gonna offend somebody out there. You don't know who you're gonna offend working at VH1 that's an immigrant. You out here talking about you should suffer and die from your cancer, like you said. You don't know who at VH1 has had cancer. You don't know who at VH1 is disabled in a wheelchair, and you on public TV pushing somebody in a wheelchair. It don't look good, Bobby. I'm not saying you can't read. I'm not saying you can't do your big one and you can't go fuck off. But you need to be careful. Be careful. There's a fine line. And also, when you say these things, look, we've all said shit when we get mad, right? But sometimes you can't come back from that, whether you meant it or not. We can say things because we want to get that dig. We want to hurt somebody so fucking bad, right? But when you're a public figure like that, you can't always come back from it with an apology. I'm just saying. Now, Jason and them are we're talking to Davion, and we're trying to get his side of the story after Dingling has punched him in the face. And Jason tells Davion, you're either the victim or you're the perpetrator. Because you said coming into this, oh, I was a victim, or, you know, I was minding my own business. I had no intention of messing with any of these guys, but Jameson came along and he bamboozled me. But Jason says, well, how did he bamboozle you if he told you that he's playing Bobby? If he said he's playing Bobby, why do you think he's not going to play you? Which is actually a valid point. However, Jason's valid point got lost in his desperation and the thirst and the way he was talking to Davion. Did y'all see how he was talking to Davion when he was trying to he was like, you know, saying shit like, that's why your mouth's busted because you can't fight and you run your mouth too much. Like, all kind of crazy shit. I'm like, what? Why are you talking to Dave? Like, ask the boy some questions, but you don't have to get personal with everyone. Like, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. And Davion, to be honest, ooh, I just spit. I get mad, y'all start spitting. Look, Davion, maybe he's just not a confrontational person. Hell, I'm not a confrontational or violent person either. But number one, you ain't gonna swing on me the way Dingling did, and you ain't gonna talk to me the way Jason did. So I'm like, Davion, baby, I need you to stand up for yourself. And I know you can. I know you got it in you. Don't let Jason, sit there and talk to you like a damn dog. Jason was talking to Davion like he was a bum piece of shit on the street. And I was like, I was waiting on Davion to either A, chew this motherfucker up and spit him out like yesterday's lunch, or B, run up on this Ice Age Sid looking motherfucker and deck him in his goddamn face. Like, what are we doing here? Everybody else fighting and acting the motherfucking fool. Now, did y'all notice how when Bobby and Hot Wheels, when they started going at it, and they got in one another's face. Bobby walked up on him. He rolled up on Bobby. And Bobby said, I'm not going to hit you because I'm not going to get crucified on social media again. And that was a key moment for me. And some of you may be wondering why. But I told y'all last week when Bobby said, or maybe it was part one, I don't remember, when Bobby said, Hot Wheels is the only one I call on this whole cast. I text him, I check up on him. I was thinking, boy, you don't give a fuck about Bobby. Or you don't give a fuck about Hot Wheels. What's going to happen is you done got crucified online for pushing a disabled person in a wheelchair. And you know all the heat was on your ass. And that's the real reason you apologized to Hot Wheels. And the real reason you didn't want to put your hands on him again, as you said. 'Cause I told y'all Bobby's apology was just him playing nice. Because he got so much heat for pushing that boy on that Jocelyn episode when Jocelyn was there and they had the stripper challenge and he pushed that boy because Bobby was allegedly high as giraffe pussy on cocaine. I don't know if that to be true. I don't know if Bobby was actually high in the Jocelyn episode. But it very much gave that because he was doing so much that made no sense. And Bobby's admitted to doing cocaine before, so I mean that's not like that's just coming out the we just pulling that out of our ass. Now I do feel like the Hot Wheels at that moment when they're in each other's face, I feel like Hot Wheels is trying to bait Bobby. I think he knows that Bobby got a lot of heat for what he did, pushing him in that wheelchair. So he's like, you know, let me try to get this motherfucker to hit me. Let me try to get him to lose everything. Because if he's seen online hitting a disabled person, nobody's going to really want to work with him. So I could kind of see what Hot Wheels was doing there. Because he kept saying, hit me, kick, 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 kick. Like over and over again, like trying to antagonize him and get him to hit. Now, I think, though, to be honest with y'all, like one of the big problems that they're having with this reunion and the whole yelling over one another is that they need to do like stage resets. Reset the stage. When somebody has a segment, if the segment is about Dingling and Davion, Jameson, Bob, like have them out there. And have the ones that can sit and not say anything, like Trax and Soul and Hercules rerun, the ones who are tame, respectful, not acting a fool. You can also have them out there. But anybody that's wild, obnoxious, going all over the place, reset the stage. Have them backstage cooling off while we're doing something else. And I feel like we would get a lot more answer. Because you think about it, there was like 15 people on that stage. 16, including the 2 hosts and Roland Ray and Bobby. Yeah, then like 12, 13 other guys. Like, might have even been more than 16 people there. Because I'm just like, geez, can we do something about all these damn people? Now, Hot Wheels, he's on one. Hot Wheels is hot right now. He is rolling up on people left and right. And he rolls up on Davion at one point. Y'all remember that? When he rolled up on Davion, like was trying to get in his face, trying to entice him the same way he was trying to entice Bobby. And my thing with that, Hot Wheels, is now when somebody knocks you in the face, when somebody rears back and bitch slaps you, you can't play the victim. You can't. Because, like I said earlier, just because you're disabled or in a wheelchair does not mean you can get away with bullying, harassing, or assaulting people, which is what Hot Wheels thinks he can get away with, apparently, based off of the footage that I'm seeing. Because the way you rolled up on Davion, he's lucky that he didn't spit in your face the way Roland Ray did. Or he's lucky he didn't knock you the hell out. Because really all it takes is one kick to that wheelchair, Hot Wheels. And I'm not even saying this to be funny, y'all. Because y'all know how I felt about when Bobby pushed him in that wheelchair. I did not like that at all. But when you become the aggressor and the bully, you can't be mad. Because somebody's first reaction may not be to put their hands on you. Their first reaction may be just to kick at your wheelchair or something. And then that's going to knock you over. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? Now, y'all see Trax over there? Trax ain't said much the whole time, but he over there laid back on the couch. Like, he like, wake me up when this shit's over with. Fuck this shit. I would have been Trax. I would have been sleep over the shit. I need a blunt. I'm hungry. Let's go. Now, one thing that gets brought up is, I think, Bobby paying for things for Andre, because we know Bobby paid for things for Island Boi, which we're going to get to in a second. But Bobby says, oh, I want to bring this up. I want to talk about this because this has been a hot topic. I ain't never had to pay for shit when it comes to Rerun. Actually, Rerun, when it comes to him and I, he pays for everything. He paid for a $500 seafood boil. Like, sounds like you should have chose him over Island Boi then. Like, it sounds like, which it really makes me feel like there was an agreement between Andre and Bobby when he came in. Rerun, I really feel like it was like, you know, okay, I'll bring you to the end. You'll get a check. Because if it wasn't, why didn't you choose him? Why didn't you choose him? Like, over Island Boi, if you knew Island Boi had all these shady ways. The devil you know is better than the devil that you don't know, right? Bobby says, we know he paid Island Boi's rent. He says he paid it 2 months in a row. Each month was $1,800. So Bobby spent, what, $3,600? $3,600 on this boy. This is not including, he said, groceries and other things like that. So I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money to spend on somebody that you just met. Because y'all think about it, Bobby just met this boy in July. They filmed this show in the month of July. They ain't even known each other for 6 months. He was paying this boy's rent and doing all this and that literally after knowing him for a month. Literally. Andre, to be honest, y'all, Rerun came out the winner, in my opinion. He may not have been chosen as the winner, but at the end of the day, he came out as the winner. He got the clout, he got the followers, he got the check. His OnlyFans subscriptions are probably going up. He really won. Another funny moment to me was Bobby reading the text messages between Island Boi and Davion. It was just the way he was doing it and going through that. He had on long black gloves, and you over here going, sifting through paper. I'm like, boy, what you licking your fingers for? Cash is out there on stage being fake as fuck. Did y'all peep that? In a whole relationship with Island Boi, thinking we don't know. But the whole time co-signing Bobby, saying, yup, yeah, he right, yup. But I'm like, aren't you in a whole relationship with Island Boi? But you think we don't know that. But you think we don't know y'all was fucking at that time. The reunion was filmed October the 21st. We're barely a month ago. So Bobby starts crying, and he's talking about Island Boi whenever Claudia asks, whenever Claudia asks about it. She asks about the whole situation, and you can just see that Bobby is genuinely hurt. I said this last week. I honestly feel like he's hurt and he really cared for this boy, because nobody's gonna, like I said, pay your rent, be up here on stage crying about you. I think he really cared for him, and I don't get why Island Boi did it though, because Island Boi, if you had somebody that you met like that who's already paying your rent, who's crying over you, who cares about you, like y'all, it sounds like you could have worked with him. You could have been loyal, sincere, and a good person, and y'all could have grew and had something. You could have been on the next season of Love and Hip Hop, lived in Miami with this man. Y'all could have, I feel like there would have been hope, and it could have been something good, but you just fucked it up with your ego. But, where did I go? Sorry, I lost my spot, y'all. Now, while Bobby's crying and pouring his heart out, we'll say pouring his heart out, I don't know if it's genuine or not. I feel like it's genuine, but then Dingling, he steps in, and he's not having it, and he gets up and said, this is a fucking lie. Bobby's full of shit. He did all this shit for clout. He says, Island Boi showed you his true colors, and you chose him out of all of them. And at first I was like, damn, maybe Dingling has a point. Who do I believe here? Like, is Bobby really using this for clout? But I'm like, no, he's not that good of an actor where he can get up there and cry over this boy. And like I said, he gave this boy $3,600 to pay his rent. Let's just round it to $4,000, because you bought groceries and shit too. He gave this boy over $4,000. The dick is real good when they do that, okay? He ain't just he ain't just saying he in love with this boy or care for this boy and didn't. And it may not have been love. It may have been like lust with a little bit of a crush mixed in there. Now, whose side are y'all on though? Do you believe Bobby, or do you believe Dingling? Do you think Bobby genuinely cared and he's hurt, or do y'all think Dingling's right and Bobby made this shit up? Now things get crazy when they start going at it. Bobby goes out there on stage when Dingling is saying all this shit. When he's saying, Dingling saying, don't believe Bobby, he's full of shit. He does not care about this boy. Yada, yada, yada. Bobby goes back out there, and things get crazy. And Bobby gets in his face, and he's like, yo, what's up? What's the problem? And he says, I'm not scared of you. And all of a sudden, pop, out of nowhere, Dingling punches Bobby. And I was just like, oh shit. Now, we saw that in the trailer, so I was expecting it. But I also wasn't expecting it. And I don't think Bobby was expecting it. I don't think he was expecting to be punched. And if, to be honest, if it was me, I would have left Dingling alone. Because Dingling is the one on the cast, to me, that looks a little crazy, like he'd fuck you up. And he don't care. So I would have left him alone. But did y'all see when he punched Bobby, how Soul ran up over there and was consoling him? Bobby was over there, or Soul was over there consoling Bobby. And Soul would be another one, Bobby, I think you could have potential with. if he would get rid of his porn career, but I don't think he would do that. That's if Bobby wanted him to get rid of his porn career. But I think him and Soul would be cute together because he likes those masculine men. Now, while Bobby and Dingling are fighting, Bobby says, "That's why you're dying, and that's why you're going to die, you sick ass bitch." And I'm just like, damn, this is just dark. This is just wrong. I think when you say things like that, honestly, y'all, it can come back on you. I don't say things like that because I believe in karma and I believe she knows your address. And when you constantly going around talking about people who are sick, disabled, whatever, that can come back on you because we all human. We all function the same way. So be careful. Now, Bobby walks over while Dingling is on the ground because security has Dingling on the ground at this point after he slapped Bobby. And Bobby goes over there and stomps on his ankle. And he says, "I broke his ankle." But I don't think he broke his ankle because Dingling seems like he's walking just fine. I think he just stomped on his ankle, which pissed Dingling off. He wanted up right away, and he wanted to go after that ass right away. And I got to wrap this video up, y'all. I'm almost at 30 minutes. But Bobby at this point has changed into a hoodie. After he and Dingling fight, he goes and changes into a hoodie and a do-rag. And he just looks like he's dressed more comfortably in case he has to fight. And then he gets on Cash's lap and says, "You told me you was going to have my back before the reunion." I'm like, what? What? Cash was doing the most. He's trying to defend his situation with Savage. "Oh, I promise you I met Savage after the show filmed. Me and Savage had nothing going on until after the show airs." And then Cash, which is Gohard, also known as Gohard, it gets up here and is crying, y'all. Crying, saying, "It hurt me that you fucked Andre on the first night." I'm like, what? What? Boy, you crying, mad, saying you mad because he fucked Andre the first night, saying there's a lot of us that were actually here for you, and you fucking him the first night. Let's be real, Gohard. You ain't mad that he fucked Andre the first night. You mad that you didn't get to fuck him the first night. You mad because when you was laying in bed and he was in the bed across from you and you saw his dick get hard, you mad because he didn't look at you and say, "Hey, bro, you want to come suck my dick?" That's what you really mad about. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Because you got a whole fucking boyfriend on stage, backstage, Island Boi, but you up here crying, talking about you fucked Andre the first night. Why do you give a fuck that Bobby fucked Andre the first night? That's their business. Why do you care? The show is done and over. You weren't chosen. Stop the theatrics, Cash. Because if I was Island Boi, I would be ready to slap your ass. Okay? I'll be ready to gather you and get you together as my man. Because while you out on here on stage crying over other dudes, girl. And then as they hashing things out, all I can hear is Jason in the background saying, "Can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick?" No, the fuck, you can't say nothing real quick, Jason. Shut the fuck up. Jason, you said enough. You said enough the entire fucking reunion, and we're sick of you. And to be honest, I'm tired of dealing of 3 fucking hours of Jason fucking Lee running his mouth because he wants to be the goddamn star of the show. Now, Bobby is throwing shoes at Dingling, because I guess he's not done with the fight. And I'm just like, if it wasn't for this security right now, Dingling would air this bitch out and clear Bobby out and beat him to a pulp. I just know he would. And then we got B, Bobby's assistant. Y'all see him following Bobby around like, he's following Bobby around. At one point, he was trying to tell security what to do. And I'm like, B, you should just do what B should be doing. Sit on the sideline until you're spoken to. Sorry. I just can't. Him in them braids was taking me out. Now Claudia's trying to get her final thoughts. She says, let's get your final thoughts, and Jason interrupts. Wait. Let's see what Cash has to say. I'm just like, what's the point of hiring Claudia? Why was she even there? She didn't get a chance to say shit. Let me see. One thing I noted was Big Bird brought up the fat jokes. He said he was hurt by some of the fat jokes that Bobby and Roland Ray made in the confessionals, as he should be. I thought that was wrong as well. I thought Bobby and Ray tried to do it because they wanted to be cute. They thought it was going to look cute for ratings. And they're probably insecure with themselves. So they bully other people to make themselves feel better. And I feel like they owe Big Bird an apology. He said it was traumatizing for him and it was wrong. And the sad part is I really feel like Big Bird genuinely cares for Bobby, because he said on the show, I still care for Bobby. He's still a cool dude, yada, yada, yada. And I think Big Bird genuinely cares for Bobby and probably genuinely was there for them. But I don't think Bobby gives a fuck about him. I don't think Bobby really gives a fuck about half these dudes here. And that's the reason why I feel bad for Bird. And I don't know what's going on with the energy in the room, but most of the dudes in there, you know, at the end when they're giving their end of the season speech, most of them are crying. I'm like, damn. But you know, a lot of them said they had a brotherhood. So I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of emotions. The energy's high. People are just letting it all out while they can. This is their last moment to let it all out. Roland Ray and Hot Wheels hug and kissed it out. I was like, oh my God. I don't know if Bobby went backstage and allegedly had another bump, because while everybody's on stage peacefully talking, here come Bobby back out stage throwing shoes again while Soul is trying to talk. Soul, I appreciated Soul. He was giving his little speech at the end talking about how he wanted to try to, you know, show some different men in the gay community, and he didn't want to be like every other DL man. So I appreciated that by him. Bobby was trying to get Andre to whoop Jameson's ass. Jameson's Andre like, no, the show's over. We filmed the actual season months ago. I ain't fighting this dude no more. And I don't blame Andre. I'm so glad he didn't fall into the bullshit. I'm really glad he didn't. Even though, like, Andre made some colorist remarks that I didn't like, but other than his bigotry, I appreciated Andre as a reality TV personality. Now, if there's one thing I have to say about Jason, if I have to give any compliment, I do respect what he said at the end when he kind of wrapped things up with Drizzy, aka Dingling, and Bobby and their whole situation. And he pretty much told Drizzy, you know, look, everybody here cares for you. We want you to take care of yourself. We want you to be well. We don't want anything bad to happen to you. He gives this somewhat speech that wasn't that bad. I have to give it to Jason on that. And Jameson's crying. And Jameson does the unthinkable. He literally apologizes to Bobby. I wasn't expecting it. Him and Bobby hugged. He kissed on Bobby at one point. He said he was sorry. And I'm just like, what is going on? Everybody else out here crying and making up. And look, I want them to make up. I do. I want to see positivity in the end. But I don't know what to believe. Are they just good fucking actors? Or is this their genuine feelings? Is this their genuine feelings? Because Bobby asked if he wants to try and make it work, and Jameson says yes, and they hug and whatever. And I'm like, no, Bobby, do not take 10 steps back. You just moved forward a little bit. You've been healing. You just got over this guy. Don't let him manipulate you, because that's what Jameson does. Jameson's got that charm. He's got that accent. He's got the looks. He can charm these motherfuckers. He can charm the boxers and the jock straps right off these girls, okay? So, be careful, Bobby. But we did finally get the answer to whether Bobby and Jameson ever had sex, because they kept going back and forth. Bobby was saying, we never fucked. Jameson was saying, yes, we did. But if y'all remember, if you peep there towards the end, Bobby brought it up. And Jameson didn't deny it. Bobby, towards the end, said something like, you know, we never even got to have sex, yada, yada, yada. And Jameson never denied it. So I believe it at that point. I believe that, I believe they never had sex. I don't know why. They both cute, so I don't know why. But in my opinion, Jameson's not going to change. He's got a lot of growing up to do. He's attractive. He knows he's attractive. He's been told he's attractive too many times, and he's gotten away with a lot. I don't think he's going to change. And Trax, I love you, babe. You know I love you, Trax. He's one of my favorites. He's so fun. I watch him on other shows before I saw him on Bobby. I've known him before this. But I don't agree with what he said at the end. He said, when he was talking about his experience and the show, he says that he feels like the show destigmatized the gay community. But I don't think it did. I don't. I think it actually fed into the stigma of gay men, that we're promiscuous, that we love, that we're messy, we're drama, we fight, yada, yada, yada. But that's every community, if you ask me. I think every community, we all, hell, straight men have a stigma that they all just want to fuck. Men are men. They gonna be sexual. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think it helped the community. at all. I feel like it hurt it more than anything. But it was entertainment. Unfortunately, negativity sells when it comes to entertainment. Now, Hercules is the one who buttoned that shit up real tight, and at least he told his truth. Hercules said he's disgusted with most of the people there. He said that they were a bad representation of gay men, and it was a really bad situation altogether, and he wouldn't bring any of these guys around his family. I said, God damn. Hercules didn't say nothing the whole motherfucking reunion, all 3 parts. But when he finally said his piece at the end, he cleared that room out. He told all them hoes, I ain't gonna be faking act like I like y'all, we best friends. I don't like none of y'all hoes. All y'all give gay men a bad fucking name. All y'all hoes look a hot mess. I'm not saying this. This is what Hercules was saying. I'm not saying they give gay men a bad name. I'm not. Because if it wouldn't have been Bobby Lights, I would have been right up in there competing with Love, acting a fool and acting a mess too. So I can't put it on them. But I have to say, Hercules spoke his truth. Last words here. I feel like Claudia would have been able to show off her authentic, true hosting skills had she not been involved in Zeus. And had she not been involved in this circus of reunion. It could have been Baddies. It could have been Jocelyn's Cabaret. They would have gotten the same outcome because it's Zeus and there is no organization and set control. And I've seen Claudia host the Love and Hip Hop reunion, and she did a pretty good job. So I don't know what happened with this reunion. Oh, I do know what happened. Zeus. And then y'all see how Claudia gave that speech at the end and Jason couldn't let her have her moment. Claudia gave a very good speech towards the end about, y'all don't want to be represented this way. Let's take this last moment to show that you're not, that you are, yada, yada, yada. And I know a lot of y'all don't like Claudia, but she couldn't even say her speech and get it out and was giving a good speech. And then Jason was like, and you know what, let me have my moment and make it about me. And he had to put his 2 cents in it. And I'm just like, you know what? Cut. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap on season 1. Bobby, I Love You, Purr. That was it. That was the reunion. That was the reviews for this season. I want to thank you all for rocking with me the whole season and checking out these reviews, especially if you watched every single one of them, because I know the show kind of had its, its roller coaster moments, and it had its moments where it was kind of dull. But thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully there's a season 2. If it is, we'll be right back here, and you can better believe we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, there's a button right below this video. Like the video as well if you want to help me out. That will share my video throughout the YouTube community to where more people can find me. And last but not least, I want to hear from you. What did you think of the reunion? Whose side were you on when it came to Jameson and Bobby? Whose side were you on when it came to Bobby and Dingling? Whose side were you on when it came to Hot Wheels and Davion? Whose side were you on when it came to Davion and Dingling? I want to hear from you. What did you think of Jason's hosting skills? What did you think of Claudia's hosting skills? Do you want to see a season 2 of Bobby, I Love You, Purr? Leave all your comments below. I love y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Davion After Dark. See ya.